YouTube, fellow leaf lovers, how's it going? How's it going? How is it going? Whew. The kids got something to say also, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna smoke this Palencia Alma de Cielo, the Cielo Robusto. Beautiful cigar. This is a 4 7/8 by 52 Robusto. I thought most Robustos were 5-inch, but anyway, there it is. Beautiful cigar. I've had these for a moment, but I've been letting them rest to acclimate. And now it's ready to smoke. Beautiful. The draw is a little snug, but we'll light it, and if we have to, we'll trim a little off the top. As I got done today, I got a little trimmed off the top. Always feel better after a fresh haircut. I need to try to get my haircut girls to smoke a stogie with us. I don't think they do. I'll have to ask them. Give it a light toast. I was talking to Whittlebacks about these, you know, because he's a big Palencia lover. And he liked it. He said it had quite a little bit of a floral note to it to him. And he thinks that's just because the tobacco might be a little young, and he thinks that might age out. So if you don't like floral, then age them a little bit. That might leave. We don't know until we do it, but I know I'm a little late to the game on these. I've had them for a little while. About the same time everybody else was smoking them. I just wanted to let them rest and give it a real opportunity. This isn't one that I wanted to smoke right off the truck or right out of the mill, however you say it. That's nice. That's pretty mild. A touch of a touch of like a sweet white pepper on the retro, but I tried it light up. We'll see. It's not like overpowering. That's a weird burn. Is a light cigar. And according to Palencia, this is the highest altitude tobacco. It tastes like young tobacco. Kind of has that young bitterness to it, in my opinion. Nice, smooth, soft smoke. A slight, I don't want to say like a cedar bitterness, but there's a slight bitterness on my tongue. A light bready. Almost like an almond or something. I don't know, almond might be too strong of a nut. It's definitely not a softer nut like a cashew or something that's more creamy. It's it's more of a stronger kind of a bitter, maybe like walnut, maybe a black walnut. I don't know. Not a real strong start, in my opinion, for the hype that I was seeing on these. I was thinking something else. And that's the thing about cigars is I try not to let the hype get built in my head and go off of what everybody else is saying. I mean, it kind of gives you a baseline of flavors you might find. I don't remember anybody saying anything bitter, like having a bitterness to it. I'm drinking Diet Coke right now. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Usually I'm drinking coffee, and I bet just from what I'm getting off of this right now, it would go really good with a coffee, because then you get that black coffee bitterness, which would cover this up on the tobacco bitterness, I guess, that I'm getting out of this. I don't know. It has good tobacco. I mean, the tobacco flavor is good. That retro right there was nice. Sweet white pepper, not overpowering, just enough to let you know it's there. And then a smooth finish of the retro. Anyway, we'll let this settle in. The Cielo Placencia, beautiful cigar, and see how it develops. I'm not impressed right now. That was pretty good though, right there. I think it's already changing. Anyway, we'll let it develop and see how it goes. We'll be back. All right, that's where we're at. It's calmed down. It's got a lot smoother, which it was already smooth. It's trying to run on me a little bit right there. I did the old doobie trick, so we'll see if we can slow that down, let the rest of it catch up. It's like a little pocket that I wanted to try to burn down, like a finger, like on a glass of wine. Kind of started out that way, kind of like how it fingered. Now the retro is really good. I don't get that bitterness, and it's very smooth. And I can, excuse me, almost pick up the floral note that he's talking about, but not quite yet. It almost feels like it's going to come out here in about halfway mark. I'm still on the palate, getting a little bit of that bitter, and it's almost like if you were to put like a green leaf in your mouth. I don't know if you guys have ever been around manzanita. Most people are, but if you've ever had a manzanita leaf in your mouth, I can't remember why I did as a kid. I don't know, I put a lot of stuff in my mouth. That's probably what's wrong with me. Anyway, it kind of tastes like a manzanita leaf, that green bitterness. It's good until that hits, but that is only hitting on the very end of the finish on the palate for me at this point. It kind of does make my mouth water a little bit. Not every puff. Like some really make my mouth water after every puff. This one's only like every couple, my mouth water. The smoke is still very smooth on the mouth. It's getting more creamy. I can't decide what nuttiness I'm tasting. It's walnut or almond. Something that's a little bit stronger and not as creamy as like a cashew or something. And that has a slight bitterness to it, but very good on that part of the flavor. I'm glad it's changing because it light up. I wasn't impressed, and I'm glad it hasn't stayed the way it was at light up. So if you don't like it at light up, give it a little bit, let it settle in, and you might. And a couple of you have been asking me if I purge my cigars, and I don't purge in the traditional way that they were talking about, where you blow out and light it to where it burns off or whatever. But I have been trying the oil, just blow through it and push the smoke out. And then puff it. That does seem to help on flavor. And so, like, it's starting to get a little warm tasting. It's even, I've tried on a couple of them where they started getting warm up to where my fingers are, even this far in, and done that, and it cooled the cigar off really fast. But when it started getting to a certain flavor, I would try it, and it would calm the cigar back down. And they were saying that's the tar buildup or something. I don't know. On a few of them, I did that, and the smell of the smoke that came out was horrible. Like, horrible. Almost the ammonia chemically smell. It was crazy. I don't remember what cigars they were. I should have wrote it down. I only got it off 2 of them that I've done. I've probably done it to a handful of cigars since they commented on that. And 2 of them, the smell that came out was just like, whoa. What is that? Almost like an ammonia chemical smell. The draw's still a little snug on this, which it's fine, but I'm having to puff it and then pull. But I'd rather have it a little snug than just wide open. This is where we're at. We're about to the band. I'm still not like overly impressed with this cigar. Some of the other Palencias I've had are much better in my opinion. This is good. We will let the rest of them sit for a little while and then revisit them and see how they turn out. Retro held this whole cigar, and it's really good though. I agree with Whittleback cigars that it's probably a little bit of a younger age on the tobacco. I think they kind of maybe didn't let this one age long enough and pushed it to get it out on the market. I don't know. I'm not a cigar expert, but you definitely, I've smoked enough cigars to know aged tobacco, aged tobacco, and then young tobacco. And this is kind of giving me the whole vibe of young tobacco. Well, like I said, we're about halfway, and it definitely has changed for the better. So we're gonna pull this band and keep on smoking. Let's get a little Instagram photo of it first. Wave, say cheese. You guys are in it. All right, we'll. All right, that's where we're at. This last section of it the final third um, has a lot of floral note in it, which is pretty good. I mean, I don't care if I get floral notes usually. I think Whittlebacks, when he gets a floral note, he's meaning like young tobacco, kind of like how I'm saying that certain bitterness for my palate is talking about young tobaccos. Correct me if I'm wrong, Whittlebacks. If when you get that certain floral note, is that what you're referring to as like a young tobacco that you think will age out? If you retro this whole cigar, it's really good. The palate, I keep getting that certain bitterness, and I don't really care for it. I could tell there's a lot of potential in this cigar, but for me right now, where it's at, it's just okay. I think it's might upset a few of you. I think it's an overhyped Palencia right now. I understand it's like the highest altitude tobacco and whatever, but at this moment of my palate on this cigar, I think it's a little overhyped. But we have the box. We shall try this again in a number of months and see how it's developing. And then we'll try it again a number of months past that. So we'll just keep trying them until we run out and see how they age up. Excuse me. So the next time we try this, if it hits like a banger, I'll probably get another box just to age them out, age them, and enjoy them down the road. But at this point right now, I have a box. I would say get a 5-pack and try them, and then if you like them, get a box. But at this point of them, for me and my palate, I would say it's not box worthy. that might upset a few of you, but that's where I'm at with this one. So anyway, we're going to end it here. I'll pull this little band off in a second and probably puff it a few more times off camera. Throw the ball for the kid, you know. Thanks for tuning in. The Palencia Cielo has potential, but right now I think it needs to just sit and relax for a while before we try it again. Always try different sticks, and always keep it smoky, my friends.